There's a special place on the map of Rome that awaits millions of pilgrims in the upcoming Holy Year 2025. The ancient Basilica of St. Bartholomew on the island, constructed over 1,000 years ago by Emperor Otto III, holds a significant place in history and devotion.
La Basilica di San Bartolomeo all'Isola è un luogo speciale a Roma.
The basilica preserves the symbols of martyrdom of Christians from various eras, starting with St. Bartholomew, one of the apostles, and the martyrs of the early Christian community. It also holds the relics of St. Albert, a martyr crucial to the history of Europe, known for evangelizing Prussia, Poland, and Eastern Europe.
Della Prussia e della Polonia.
However, we can find here not only traces of martyrs from centuries ago.
Qui dobbiamo ringraziare Giovanni Paolo II.
We must thank John Paul II, who recognized that the church of the 20th century was a church of martyrs. Reflecting on his own experiences in Poland during World War II and the suffering endured by many of his fellow seminarians, he was deeply aware of the nation's sacrifices. He also contemplated the horrors of communism and the suffering countless Christians in Russia and other regions of Europe subjugated by the Soviet Union.
Sottomesse dall'impero sovietico.
It was thanks to the Polish Pope on the occasion of the Great Jubilee of 2000 that the Basilica of St. Bartholomew, under the care of the Sant'Egidio community since 1933, became a shrine to the new martyrs of the 20th and 21st centuries.
In prossimità del 2000, l'anno santo,
As the year 2000 approached, celebrated with great attention and solemnity by John Paul II, a special commission was established at the Basilica to collect and study the testimonies of contemporary martyrs.
dei martiri contemporanei.
Soon, more than 13,000 dossiers arrived, documenting Christians of all denominations who gave their lives for their fidelity to the gospel in the 20th century. Their memory, Pope John Paul II said during the Great Prayer for the Martyrs at the Colosseum on May 7, 2000, must not be lost. Instead, it must be preserved in a documented way. Inside the church, 5 lateral chapels were established to house the relics and testimonies of our contemporary martyrs.
Over the past 22 years, we have received more than 100 relics and mementos from around the world. These came from episcopal conferences, male and female religious congregations, legal associations, Orthodox patriarchates, evangelical churches, and more. Pilgrims brought these often small but precious items, as they were mementos of contemporary Christian martyrs. As a result, the space in the church quickly filled up.
Presto lo spazio in chiesa si è abbastanza esaurito.
Now the testimonies of contemporary martyrs who died for their faith are preserved in a special memorial, inaugurated in 2023 in the crypt of the ancient basilica.
A partire dal 2005.
Starting in 2005, we began an extensive process of excavations, as this area previously served as a sort of garage. These archaeological efforts uncovered the original structures of the Ottonian Basilica. Gradually, based on various studies conducted by architects and archaeologists, we developed the design for this memorial.
Da parte di alcuni architetti, eccetera, abbiamo elaborato il progetto di questo memoriale.
The memorial, designed as a path of faith, aims to educate visitors about the stories of modern martyrs. It's divided into various thematic and geographic rooms.
In ogni sala c'è anche un video.
In each room, there is also a video with short explanations of each of the martyrs, and there is a short history of each martyr, written alongside the relics and the memorials.
This memorial is not intended to be a museum, but rather a pilgrimage following in the footsteps of martyrs, including very recent ones from places like Iraq and Syria, who were killed during the period of the Islamic State.
Il vescovo
Bishop Rashid Ghani, a spiritual leader, endeavored to sustain the small Christian community in Iraq during very challenging times. Additionally, there is a Columbine, the only remaining object of the Armenian cathedral in Aleppo, which was bombed during the war in Syria.
bombardata durante la guerra in Siria.
Alongside the suffering of Christians, there's the suffering of places where Christians have lived for centuries. sometimes for 2 millennia, like in Syria. These are places that they've had to leave due to persecution. There's also a special place within the basilica where we can immerse ourselves in prayer, in union with the many Christians who have died for their faith.
Siamo riusciti a preservare anche
We have also preserved a small prayer space at the original site of the shrine, where the relics of Bartholomew and Albert were conserved in the year 1000.
The Jubilee of 2025, known as the Jubilee of Hope, finds a fitting venue in this beautiful basilica.
I martiri trasmettono speranza.
Martyrs convey hope because they believe that reality is not solely dominated by force, violence, and money, but that spiritual values hold great importance.
Spirituali un grande posto.